What is up, everybody? Today we have another special guest on to the channel, Courtney. Courtney, we worked together for about 8 months, almost a year,
Mm.
and you have absolutely killed it. And so, welcome to the channel. Welcome to this. How are you feeling today? How
Hi.
you doing?
Good. I'm sore.
Good, sore. Good, good, good. Okay, so what I want to do is explain to these fine people really how your journey started, where you were at before, right? We together, working together, right? We lost, I mean, you lost to what, 20 plus pounds for sure. I know that for sure. But
Mhm.
honestly, I like to say this whenever I mention your transformation is that it looks like it was 30. It looks
Yeah.
like 30 pounds lost, but from a number basis right now. So I know you mentioned to me beginning of the year today, you were at 189. Now you're at 155. I'm trying to think, what was
Beginning
you
of the year
doing
last year.
last year? Yeah, not
Yeah.
not not 40 pounds in this year. So okay, first question I want to ask you is I just want you to like take everybody into your journey up until we started working together, right? What were you doing to lose weight? Like, what were your biggest struggles before we started working together?
Well, so like all through elementary, middle, and high school, I was super active. I did karate for 17 years, and I was like everybody else. You're always go, go, go when you're in school, and then school stops, and so does everything else. And so naturally, I put on weight, and I'm short. I'm 5 foot, so I noticed it really quickly. And so, of course, when you're 19, 20 years old and you don't know any better, and you see like keto and all these diets and cut your carbs in half and only track your protein and all this stuff, you're like, I'm going to try that. And then when that doesn't work, you're like, well, let's try this. And so I did a lot of yo-yo dieting. I did a lot of fad dieting, and of course, nothing worked. And I actually ended up doing, I had a trainer who, she's phenomenal, but I went to high school with her, and she was killing it. And so I worked with her for on and off for like 2.5 years, and it was good, but I didn't really feel like it was super tailored to me. I feel like it was very general, which more power to, I mean, hey, whatever works for people, like that's cool. Like no shame on her. It wasn't working for me. And I had a really hard time with myself, with accountability, with staying consistent, and I had a lot going on at the time. And so I was like, I pulled back from it, gained all the weight back because I couldn't find any kind of consistency in any of it. And then my best friend and I, who works with you now, we buckled down December of 2021, and we were like, okay, this is enough. Like we really need to like dial in and get it together. And I think I followed you on like January 1st,
Yeah,
which is when I started going back to the gym. And then like a week or two later, we started working together.
man, that is crazy, dude.
I
Um,
know.
it's been a little bit over a year now since we really started working together. So I mean, dude, and nothing against anybody else, right? I think there's a difference between saying like a friend saying, hey, like do this and you're gonna see results, and then like having like a set system where it's like, okay, we have the app, we have this is your macros, you have the scale, you have the data points, you have the connection of the my fitness pal and trainerize. It just feels like more of a system, right? Would
Right.
you say that? Just so
Yeah.
you have kind of somewhere to go with it instead of like, okay, like this helps because I'm sure like what you got was great. Just not like a full on like this is what we're doing, this is what's going to happen, right?
Right.
So
Well, I just really appreciated that. Like, I think I spent a lot of time trying to like figure it out and like be all in it. And like, I'm a control freak. But when I started working with you, you were literally like, nope, hands off. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do and just follow my lead. And I was like, that sounds terrifying, but okay.
For sure, for sure. No, dude, and I think that's scary for a lot of people because I think as like human beings, we like to have control over anything. And then also like trusting somebody with your journey. But I think once you and that's what I take pride in, right? Once you started doing it, you were like, oh, the you started to build that trust the more you started, the longer we worked together, right? So here's what I want to ask you is what were your beliefs? I mean, so right now, I mean, dude, January 1st last year, you were at 189, you're at 155 now. It's been about 2 months since you graduated. So I want to know what your beliefs were about weight loss before we started working together. Like what did you think you had to do to lose weight? What did that look like for you?
I feel like I had the same common misconceptions that most people have, which is like if I do cardio every single day and do these ridiculous YouTube ab workouts, then it will just magically fall off and everything will be great. And then you do it for so long and your body is just like, nope, I don't like any of this. Or like, oh, I need to eat less. That's going to make me magically lose weight. Nope, that doesn't work either. So it's just like, and I feel like especially people who have a fixation with weight loss or with their body image, which is most people, have this like it becomes an obsession, and that's where it creates those like weird bad habits, and then it becomes like almost self-deprecating because you're like, why isn't any of this working? It must be me. It must be a me problem. It must be my genetics, or it must be it's just me. I'm doing something wrong. And I mean, you are, but you just don't have the tools. If you don't know, you don't know.
For sure. And here's the thing is that most people like innately aren't doing anything wrong. It's just being confident. Oh no, hold on. It's just being confident. Oh shit.
I was about to say everything is so good. Okay, there you are.
Okay. It's just about being confident in what you're doing in the next steps, right? So you have that fluctuation in the scale, even though your goal is to lose weight, and it's like, oh shit, this isn't working. That's where most of the common misconceptions are. And for you, right? So just so everybody knows, this is one of the things that was really cool about what we did, right? So we had you at your maintenance, okay, and you were, we were ready to go into a fat loss phase. We started it and it didn't go kind of how we planned. And so it was like, okay, we're not ready yet. Let's reverse diet, get you eating more food. And then once your metabolism was ready to support fat loss, then we went into a fat loss phase again, and it actually it worked. So without us like working together on that, you know, anything could have happened. You could have just stayed stuck. You could have given up, but you still trusted me. And I mean,
It
look at
was
where you're at
scary
now.
too.
Yeah, for sure. And that was what was cool about kind of what we did with you. So that was the really cool thing. Now this is like the one of the biggest pillars of, kind of why I do what I do and why I love helping people, right? So I want to know what your beliefs were surrounding food, good or bad foods, right? Before working together. And how has that changed now?
Sure. So I was a on and off keto girl for a long time. So of course you hear like carbs are the enemy, which these things do work, but I was like, if I stop eating fried foods, if I stop eating fast food, if I stop with soda, if I only eat like grilled chicken and rice and broccoli, no joke, for like 6 months that was all I ate.
Yeah.
But probably a tiny bit healthier. But yeah, no, I think I just had a really unhealthy relationship with food. Everything I ate, I was thinking about, okay, I can't eat too much, or I'm gonna have to go for a run later to work this off. Or I definitely treated food like a reward rather than like fuel for my body. And is a very, very unhealthy relationship with food, which I feel like a lot of people deal with that.
Dude, yeah,
It's like,
that's like it's
it's great.
it's everybody has that. And so since we started working together, what were some foods that you typically avoided that you would kind of eat?
I remember one day I fit a donut into my macros and I about screamed. Um, oh, I'm trying chicken. Okay, chicken wings. Me and the group had wing night every Monday night. I'm a chicken wing connoisseur, so fitting wings into my macros was crazy.
Hmm.
Because I think I always just associated like, oh, that's just fat, so I can't eat that.
For sure.
But that's a guilty pleasure food. Donuts, chips. Okay, I am a habitual chip eater, but I figured out that if I actually pay attention to a serving size and don't just scarf down a whole bag, I can fit them in my macros and still enjoy them.
That's funny.
But yeah, it definitely mended my relationship with food and how I viewed food. Because I think when we started working together, I was a little bit panicky. And you were like, hey, you can you were like, be mindful, don't eat like an a-hole, but you can eat whatever you want if you can fit it into your macros.
For sure.
So
I remember like in one of your check-ins, you were eating a pasta or something, and you were
yeah.
just like, yo, isn't it crazy? I'm just smashing some pasta and
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I had made like a shrimp, some kind of like shrimp Alfredo, and
yeah,
it somehow fit in my macros, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
dude. Yeah. So cool. I mean, dude, it's now you take that with you the rest of your life. You understand that you don't have to avoid anything. Obviously, don't eat like an a-hole and moderation, right? You talk about serving sizes and just track it, right? And here's the thing, you can intuitively do it. It's just it takes time to get there. So, here's my question. My last question I have for you. You know, this journey, right? People think that you have to be perfect and you can't do anything fun. You can't go out, you can't go on vacation. Were you able to still enjoy yourself given the fact that you did track your macros pretty damn consistently? Like you were consistent most of your weeks. Were you able to still enjoy yourself, although that was a part of your protocol was tracking your macros?
Yeah, so I think the first trip I took, I panicked a little bit in my check-in. I was like, I didn't know. It was probably like 6 months into us working together, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's not a gym there. Like, what if I can't? Like, what if I can't do this? What if I miss my workouts? And you were like, hey, I think I was going for like 3 days, and you were
Yeah.
like, 3 days of not working out and not tracking is not gonna mess up the 6 months of progress that you've made.
Hmm.
You were like, you'll be fine. And I panic a little while I was on my vacation? A tiny bit. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna trust it. I'm just gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna have a good time. And I did. I don't think I tracked anything that I ate.
Yeah.
But I was mindful of it, but I didn't track any of it. I didn't work out. And then I came home and got on a scale and weighed the same, got right back in the gym as soon as I got home. And I was like, oh, and then we talked about like I don't remember the statistic. I don't remember the numbers you gave me, but you were like, if you're consistent this amount of time, this small portion of the time isn't gonna change that.
For sure. Basically, like, the 80-20 rule. It's really just
Yeah.
80% of the time, crush it, 20% of the time, go enjoy your life. Now, if you want to see faster results, you can do 90-10, you can do 95-5. It's up to you, right? But you don't have to be perfect. You got to live your life too. And so I think that's a really important thing to me is I have a lot of people come from previous coaches who like their coaches like no drinking, cut this out. And listen, all power to you if that's what you want to do, right? But there's no part of me that's like, hey, you got to literally completely change. You can't go on vacation. You can't do these things just so we can reach a goal. Reaching goals to me and like this journey is about sustainability and it's about like living your life as well. Because and listen, a lot of how I coach is because of what I struggle with, right? Is because I used to go on vacation and I would not go and eat pasta with my family. I would go and just like bust out a bunch of crunches and go on jogs on the beach and just like it was a constant anxiety when I was on vacation. Like, man, you're getting fat, you're getting fat, you're getting fat. In reality, right? I was just in Mexico, and is there a part of me that like wanted to go to the gym? Yes. But I was literally not tracking, not doing anything. I was up like 3 pounds. But listen, it went back down. I got back on my grind, and that's just what it's about, right? So I appreciate you taking me through that. So here's the last thing. Okay. Well, I'm going to go over this one more time. At the
Well,
beginning,
but I don't even think I've told you this. And to your point, um, we stopped working together, what, like very end of November?
yes,
So I told myself for the month of December, I was like, you know what? I've been ridiculously consistent for almost a year. I've been crushing it. I exceeded my expectations for myself. I was like, I'm not going to track anything for the month of December. So I went in December, I went on a vacation. I did the holidays with my boyfriend's family and all of that and didn't track any of it. And I didn't gain a pound, which was crazy to me. Like I got on the scale at the beginning of January and I was terrified. I was like, man, I was a slob during December. Like I didn't do anything. I mean, I still hit my steps and stuff because I work in a bar, but like I was like, oh my God, this is going to be bad. And I felt kind of fluffy
for
and
sure.
I didn't gain a pound. And I was like, this is nuts. It totally changed how I viewed all of that.
For sure. And honestly, too, though, you've really built your metabolism up. You have more muscle tissue, right? So your body is just naturally burning more calories as you move. Like you're moving around, your whole body has transformed basically, right? Instead of eating a few hundred calories extra and it just like spiking up, it's literally like, our body's used to eating so much food. If we go under that or like keep it somewhat close, we're not going to change much. And that's
Right.
literally like you said, that's the result of like, a shit ton of consistency um over time. No one wants to track the rest of their life. I have phases where I go intuitive just because, it's a lot. But when I'm ready to dial in, get back on track and have predictability of where I'm at, I do track my macros. And that's like probably about 80% of the year. So, okay. So last January, right? 2023,
Hmm.
you were at 189 pounds. Right now, you are at 155 pounds. That is over 40 pounds. No, that's over 30. Math
30, a little
is
over 30.
math is hard. Over 30 pounds that you've lost in a year. So I just want to say that you are a badass. And listen, without your consistency, without your hard work and really compliance, like that's not the case here, right? If you were just constantly like up and down, didn't track, it's not, this isn't all about me. This is about, hey, you put in the work and you worked hard, you were consistent, and it paid off, right? Do I give you the protocol? Do I tell you what to do to get you there? Yes. But you can join a program and not see results. So I appreciate you for working hard, being part of this, and being just like seeing a shit ton of results. That's on you. So if you are watching this and you want to have a transformation like Courtney, and I'll put her photo somewhere here, then book a call. It's going to be in the description. Book a call. It is an investment. So but it does
So worth it though.
it changes lives. And so, Courtney, I appreciate you. I'll see you at the team retreat because you are going to come and hang out with us. Even though you have graduated, we have a retreat in Houston in 2 months, and Courtney's going to just come kick it. So, cool. All right, dude.
Okay.
Appreciate you very much. Have a great day. Thanks for hopping on.
Bye.
Bye.